Now, first on the Western Slope, you're watching KREX 5 News at Noon.
Good afternoon, and thank you for choosing KREX 5 News at Noon. I'm Kate Asaf. Yesterday, we updated you on the murder trial of Joseph Peace, and today, that trial has come to an end. After a few hours of deliberation, a jury found Peace guilty of murder in the second degree in the 2018 killing of Eric Ludwig. The jury also found Peace guilty of several other charges, including tampering with evidence and unlawful use of a controlled substance. After the verdict was announced, the judge in this case explained that deliberations will still continue today, with the jury considering additional charges. Peace allegedly shot 43-year-old Ludwig in the chest in March of last year, while the two were sitting in a vehicle on 28 Road. That vehicle was then left running in the middle of 28 Road with Ludwig's body in the front seat. Throughout the trial, the defense argued that Peace acted in self-defense, saying he was frightened by Ludwig's erratic behavior while they were in the car that day. In the state of Colorado, second-degree murder carries a minimum 8-year sentence and a maximum of 24 years. But because this is a violent crime, a person can face double the maximum. And the woman accused of stealing multiple vehicles in a single incident, including a Colorado State Patrol car, was supposed to be in court as well yesterday. However, Summit County had other ideas. Vanessa Jaramillo was set to have a bond hearing in Mesa County, but when she was called, she was nowhere to be found. An order was filed sending her to Summit County on multiple charges, including second-degree burglary and first-degree aggravated motor vehicle theft. Her defense commented he was not sure she would be back without Mesa County filing their own order. The defense also requested to not argue her bond without Jaramillo present, as the attorney did not want to risk having to explain to Jaramillo she lost her chance without being present in the court. The case against Jaramillo is believed to have started when she crashed a stolen SUV into a concrete divider near the Beaver Tail Tunnel. She fled the scene into the Colorado River, but law enforcement got her out and then took her into custody. While handcuffed in the back of a CSP patrol car, Jaramillo managed to make her way into the driver's seat of the vehicle and drove off. A chase ensued with speeds reaching over 100 miles per hour before she was detained for a second time. As of now, Jaramillo is expected to be back in court in Mesa County July 23rd. And around the region this afternoon, the narrow gauge railroad will be prosecuted for starting a wildfire, which became one of the largest in Colorado state history. A lawsuit was filed Tuesday against the Durango and Silverton narrow gauge railroad and its owner and operator, American Heritage Railways, for starting the 416 fire. That blaze went on to scorch about 54,000 acres, or nearly 85 square miles, in the San Juan National Forest. It sparked on June 1st of last year and was considered active for 61 days and was not declared extinguished until late November. The lawsuit says federal investigators determined that a coal-burning engine threw cinders or other burning exhaust particles onto brush near the track. That sparked a small brush fire, which quickly spread. The narrow gauge railroad carries passengers through the San Juan National Forest between Durango and Silverton. And several area residents and businesses have now filed their own lawsuits, accusing the company of starting the wildfire. And in Denver, Governor Jared Polis says full-day kindergarten will be funded. Registration for the 2019-2020 school year. Polis's administration is confident they can work with lawmakers to find enough money to pay for the new full-day program. An education department survey suggests high participation in a full-day kindergarten could cost as much as $40 million more than the $175 million already budgeted for the program. And in local news, the Alzheimer's Association, Western Region OneSource, and the VA Hospital are all collaborating on a special program that would benefit caregivers. There will now be a monthly support group geared towards veterans living with Alzheimer's or dementia, as well as their family caregivers. The Veterans Dementia Caregiver Support Group will meet on the first Tuesday of every month at the Western Region OneSource office. The idea behind the program came from VA Hospital and Alzheimer's Association employees who recognized a lack of resources for caretakers in the area. But now this group provides them with a place to discuss the challenges they face, and it also serves as a reminder to caregivers to take each day one step at a time.
It's really isolating when you have a loved one that is experiencing kind of this disease process, because you feel like you can't go out, and it's something that a lot of people don't understand. So I think to give people an opportunity to get together is very helpful.
Support groups can really give a caregiver just what they need so that they can face the next day, because it's a one day at a time kind of an experience when you're caregiving for a person with dementia. And I hope that this is a space where people will get that support and have the knowledge that they don't have to walk this journey alone.
For additional support, you can find the phone number to the Alzheimer's Association's 24/7 free helpline on our website, westernslopenow.com. And welcome centers across Colorado are now showing off their new and improved state maps. They've undergone some pretty significant improvements after remaining unchanged. Office will be closed tomorrow for the 4th of July holiday. That's right, it's here already. There will also be no trash pickup that day, and it will be delayed by one day for the remainder of the week, while Thursday's recycling pickup will be pushed to Friday. The 4th will be a Parker meter holiday as well, so if you're planning to head downtown, you can park in any of the metered spaces for free, and that includes the parking garage on Root Avenue. And many Mesa County offices will also be closed tomorrow for Independence Day. The one-day closure does not include the coroner's office, criminal justice services, or the emergency functions of the sheriff's office. Animal services will be open tomorrow, but only from 11 a.m. until 1 p.m. All of those offices will reopen to the public starting Friday, July 5th. All right, now that it's that time of the broadcast again, we're going to take a look at what's happening on today's community calendar. Celebrate Independence Day one day early while also supporting local youth through the Grant a Wish program. Enjoy free hot dogs and 2 live bands at today's 3rd of July celebration at the Civic Center in Fruita. There will be a bounce house, slushies, and colored powder for sale for the Color Explosion taking place at 9 p.m. Proceeds go to the Grant a Wish program, which provides scholarships to local kids for programs and activities they otherwise can't afford. Festivities kick off at 5 p.m. and the celebration will wrap up with fireworks at 10. And of course, there are lots of things happening this 4th of July for those looking to get into a patriotic spirit. In Grand Junction, the Credit Union of Colorado 4th of July parade will be taking place starting at 10 a.m. going on until noon. The parade will be stretching between 9th and 1st Streets on Main. Unfortunately, no dogs are allowed, and parking can be found on side streets or in the 4th and Root parking garage. And in Montrose, their 4th of July parade is going to be happening at the new time of 4 p.m., also on Main Street. The afternoon was chosen to allow residents the opportunity to attend the first annual Picnic in the Park in Ceres Park before the start of the 4th of July fireworks show at Sunset Mesa. This Friday, July 5th, is Beneath the Camo, a benefit art show for the Veterans Art Center hosted by Uncanny Valley Art Gallery. It all starts at 7 p.m. and will be held at 455 Main Street in Grand Junction. The event will include a silent auction with all the proceeds going directly to the Veterans Art Center and a special showing of some of the art from members of the center. The goal is to showcase the world from their perspective while also underlining the importance of art in many veterans' lives. And finally, Powderhorn announced that their mountain biking season will officially begin this Friday, July 5th. Bike park operating hours will be from Friday 3 p.m. until 7 p.m. and Saturdays and Sundays from 10 a.m. until 4 p.m. Summer passes are available for $139, while anyone with a winter pass can add on that summer pass for just $59. And if you're not a biker, that's okay. Powderhorn offers lift tickets for anyone looking to just enjoy the views. Lift rides cost about $14 for adults and are free for anyone 12 or under. And if you know of any events happening in the Grand Valley that we should include, please email me, send me a tweet, or message me on my Facebook page. We can't guarantee that every event will be included, but we're going to try our best. And we're taking a quick break, but stay with us. When we come back, Hope West is here to talk about an important summer camp with a very special purpose. And of course, it's your Wine Wednesday today, so stick around to find out what we're mixing up for July. We'll be right back.
This 4th of July, declare your independence from high prices and stop at American Furniture Warehouse. We have the largest in-stock selection in the country, from casual to contemporary, transitional to modern. We'll have just what you're looking for without spending a fortune.
We all have a place we call home. A place to learn new things, to see the beauty around us. A place for community, a place of hope. At the Fountains of Hilltop, we believe our assisted living community is more than a place to live. It's a place to call our own. The Fountains of Hilltop. Welcome home.
Dinosaur Journey's new summertime exhibit, Fantastic Fossils of the Grand Valley. Discover the fossils that made the Grand Valley a hot spot for paleontology. From the discovery of the Brachiosaurus in 1900 to the first ankylosaur from the Jurassic period, Fantastic Fossils of the Grand Valley highlights their impact on science and the scientists who found them. Learn what makes Grand Valley so important in the field of paleontology. Going on now through September 15th at Dinosaur Journey Museum in Fruita.
Insuricate Dental is now open in Grand Junction, and they're celebrating by offering free dental exams and x-rays for new patients. They accept Medicaid, most discount in Montrose.
Welcome back. I'm now joined by Joni Beckner on behalf of Hope West Kids, and today we're talking about, I think, a summer camp that's very unique and it has a very special purpose. So it's Camp Good Grief, right?
Yes.
Okay, so generally, what is this camp?
Camp Good Grief is designed for kids going into 3rd through 8th grade who have experienced the death of a loved one or friend.
Okay, and so, you know, you said it was for kids 3rd through 8th grade, and this isn't happening kind of in our area. It kind of goes on a little ways away too, right?
We have used Camp Cedar Edge for years for this camp. Their facility accommodates the number we take. We take about 65 kids each year, and about 50-55 volunteers also that go as adult buddies or helping on what we call our white team, our logistics team. Camp Cedar Edge, their facility, it can accommodate 8 separate groups of kids that are divided by age, who can meet simultaneously over the weekend.
Perfect. And with the buddy system, you know, these kids are kind of paired up with buddies. How does that help the overall purpose of the camp?
It's vital. We could not do the camp without all the volunteers that go. They go through some pretty in-depth training, teaching them a little bit about developmental stages of grief and kids and factors that influence our grief process. So they come to companion and support kids through the activities that they're involved in all weekend long.
Perfect. And we do, with activities, I know we have some stuff here that some of the kids have done in previous years.
Yes.
And the first thing, I mean, we see is this beautiful blanket that's here. And you were telling me before that this is actually special for each kid.
It is. We have volunteers that donate every year, that donate fabric and their time to create the fleece blankets. All kinds of patterns and colors that come to us, and they are divided between those groups of kids that meet, and they get to pick a blanket that that they like or that resonates with them and take that home. And it's one of the fun aspects of camp, for
Exactly.
sure.
And I see that there's also some arts and crafts kind of aspects to this as well, just some things that you brought in.
Yeah. Throughout the weekend, we're working in an expressive way in our groups. They are activity-based. We're doing some art-based projects. Each child will create a memory box. This is a small version, but they put a message inside. This is the version we'll be working on. Each camper will get one of these that they paint and design and decorate. The boxes will include a photo of their loved one, either on the outside or inside. Those are used in a memorial that we have together on Sunday morning. It becomes a beautiful memento.
Beautiful. And I know, just for kind of logistics for the camp, just to make sure everybody knows, I know that July 14th is the deadline to register.
July 14th is the deadline. We want those applications in by the 14th.
Okay, and the actual camp is a little bit later.
July 19th through the 21st, Friday through Sunday.
Perfect. And I think we have some information that we can bring up that tells you a little bit more about how you can register, how you can get involved. And of course, we'll also have that on our website as well to make sure that everybody knows how they can register for this camp.
Great.
There you go. All right, thank you so much for coming on today.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Yes, of course. And of course, we'll have more information on our website. We'll be right back after this break.
Baby boomers, you've always been the leaders for the next generation. Today, we need your help for public transit. Show future generations that riding the bus helps to reduce traffic and contributes to a cleaner environment. Show them how to reward yourself with the cash you save when you give up your car. You support the community when you ride the bus. This message is in support of All Points Transit, Grand Valley Transit, and Bustang Outrider. Learn more at olderwiser.org. This message paid for by the Colorado Department of Transportation.
For you, maybe fresh means colorful, cool, local. Yeah, we get you. And we've got that at prices worth celebrating.
The Western Slope Triple Play is coming to Grand Junction July 26th through the 28th. Come be a part of Colorado's only 3-day women's golf tournament.
Play 3 of Western Colorado's most scenic and challenging courses: Tierrado, Redlands Mesa, and Adobe Creek. The $250 entry fee includes green fees, cart, and prize money.
Plus, you'll be supporting a great cause. All proceeds benefit Hilltop's Latimer House and Domestic Violence Services. For more information or to register, visit westernslopetripleplay.com.
Storm Team Weather's 7-day forecast is brought to you by the Flower Motor family, serving our community since 1968.
Welcome back. Well, we're looking at a lot more sunny conditions outside on our America's Mattress live tower camera. Much different than all those incoming storms that we saw yesterday. And even though we have a little bit of some clouds out into the distance, we're not really looking at very much because some dry air has moved on in. And with that, drier air has also heated us up a little bit. Our current temperatures right now mostly into the 90s and the 80s. 90 in Grand Junction, 87 in Delta, 85 down into Montrose. And if you are headed up into the higher elevations, well, you're also looking at some warm temperatures as well, mostly into the 80s and 77 degrees right now into Aspen. On our radar and satellite, this kind of tells the story of what has happened today. Well, all that moisture that we saw over the last day or two with all those heavy thunderstorms, well, most of them have dried up and moved on out of here. We're looking at very clear conditions outside right now, and that's because we are progressively getting more dry as the day goes on. In fact, if we take a look at our humidity right now, very, very low humidity. In fact, mostly into the teens down into the valleys, but look at Moab, only 7% right now. And here's what's going on. We have this huge conveyor belt of some dry air coming in from the desert southwest. You can see it extending all the way past Phoenix up into Albuquerque, and it's currently working its way over into the eastern side of our state. But even though you don't see a lot of red over on the western side of Colorado, that actually is a lack of some moisture as well. And with all those drier conditions, we're going to start worrying about the possibility of some fires, especially given that for the 4th of July is for tomorrow. And in fact, we're actually going to get progressively more dry throughout the rest of the day, and we will get as high as only 20% for most of these locations on the map here. That's not a very high humidity at all. And well, here we go. Here comes the red flag warnings. These are the areas in the pink that you see. This one just to the north of us near Rangeley and Meeker, and also all the way down into eastern Utah. Moab included as well for that very, very, very low humidity as well. And with that, because we're going to see a lot of some fireworks as well as maybe a campfire or a barbecue or two tomorrow for the 4th, we're warning you that a fire could easily spark and spread given the current weather conditions. So be very careful, especially if you're going to be in any of the areas in the pink or given any of the areas around here at all either. We don't want to get that fire carried away. So just be very, very careful and responsible. I know you all are very smart at home and you know what you're doing. Just wanted to warn you. Those warnings are actually going to go until tomorrow evening. As far as what's going to happen today on your futurecast, well, we're just seeing some very dry conditions, not seeing very much moisture. By the middle of the afternoon, we'll start to build those clouds, and by the evening hours into 5 p.m., we're going to see those clouds build a little bit.
Might have a stray shower or two up into the higher elevations. Good thing to know, especially if you're going to head up there for your 4th of July. Speaking of dry weather conditions for the 4th of July, here's a look at your 7-day forecast. We start with 95 for today. We'll still be in the 90s for the 4th, and we'll have very sunny conditions all the way through Saturday. Montrose, high of 92 for today, 94 tomorrow, and we will stay very dry and sunny, warm as well, all the way through the weekend. Thanks so much for joining us. We'll be right back.
Broadcasters come into our lives on radio and TV, bringing us information and entertainment. Broadcasters are there for us, but who is there for them when they fall on hard times? The Broadcasters Foundation of America provides financial assistance to broadcasters in acute need due to a critical illness, accident, or other serious misfortune. If you know of a broadcaster on the air or behind the scenes who may need our help, please share our message. Visit broadcastersfoundation.org.
Summertime just got hotter. It's time for the 2019 Grand Junction Rockies season. Catch some of the best minor league baseball action right here at Simplesio Field. There's no better way to spend a summer evening than with the whole family at a GJ Rockies game. Full concessions, mini games between innings, and the lovable Corky the Coyote are just some of the fun things happening at a GJ Rockies game. Purchase single game tickets now by visiting gjrockies.com.
Thanks for watching KREX 5 News, home of the Western Slope Storm Team. You're watching KREX 5 News.
Welcome back. As you can see, we're kind of starting to celebrate the 4th of July one day early. We're joined by James from the Talon Brand Winery, St. Catherine Cellars, and today we are talking about, well, this kind of perfect treat for 4th of July.
A fun, different.
This is very different.
Yes. So
we're getting creative today.
In college or during our college years, everybody's heard of Jello shots.
Yes.
Yes.
We, for 4th of July, are making wine Jello. So you could serve this in a wine glass and have a fun, refreshing adult dessert.
For the 4th of July.
For the 4th of July.
Exactly.
It's the 3rd. There's fireworks going on tonight. You could prep these for tomorrow or have them ready for today. And these are so easy. Quick prep time, and everybody loves these. We made these at the winery to test out to see how this would go.
No kidding.
And this was a home run. This was like the easiest thing we've ever done.
Perfect.
So,
all right. Show us how to do this.
Okay.
Because this is very interesting.
So this is made with our sangria. Again, this sangria is one of the only Colorado sangrias you can drink right out of the bottle. This is Merlot, cherries, blood orange, and lime. 12% alcohol. So it is a higher ABV, so take note of that. We have our, can you grab that Jello package
the Jello
there, please?
packet, here we go.
So we have 2 packages of Jello. Do 2 of these. Now you can do sugar-free or you can do regular.
Okay.
This is just the strawberry Jello.
Okay.
And then the honey, this is the little secret ingredient that makes this work so well.
Honey.
Yes.
Okay.
A big heaping tablespoon of honey. So do your Jello packet, a tablespoon of honey, and 2 cups of boiling water.
Okay.
Dissolve all of that. And then have your wine nice and ice cold. And then once this is all mixed in and the gelatin is dissolved, then add your 2 cups of ice cold sangria in this case. You can use whatever wine you want, but when you guys taste this, I think you guys are going to love this.
Yeah.
Now, this does have alcohol in it. If you add the wine to the boiling point, though, when the water's still boiling, it will dissolve the alcohol. So if you want to make it non-alcoholic, you can.
Okay. You just have to go a little bit and above and beyond with the...
Yes.
Yeah, there.
Super easy. Let it sit. I would pour this in a wine glass. We just did this so you could see how nice and fun this are.
It's very jiggly. You can see right here on the camera.
It's almost like a joke thing. Like, is it going to tip?
It is.
Nope.
Yeah, I know.
It looks
joke
just like a glass of wine. See?
Oh no, I spilled my wine.
Whoa.
But just kidding.
Nothing. So if you guys will grab the whipped cream.
Yeah. Okay.
Let this sit for 4 hours. It's ready to go. This is so easy. Now, I chose the almond milk whipped cream because if you have any lactose intolerant people, this is a perfect alternative. Also, this gives it a little bit of a tropical taste to it when you try this. So it almost has like a coconut tinge to it. So if you guys want to mix that up, add there and there. You can see this is what we're making right here.
Let's see if my...
Can you...
go crazy with it.
Go crazy with it. Let's do that. There we go. Here you are.
And then if you'll grab your sprinkles, we got red, white, and blue sprinkles.
Oh, okay. I'm just going to get things all over the place. Woo!
Super easy. Super easy.
Yeah,
super
really
fun.
easy. And you were saying, I mean, you can make these the night before.
You can make these the night before. Have them ready to
Good
go.
plan, especially, well, you could do this even tonight if you wanted to.
Yeah. And this doesn't have to be just 4th of July, but what a great time to do it.
Exactly.
Nice and hot. That's it. It's so easy. Okay, you guys. You guys have spoons?
Okay.
I want your opinion
Here you are.
An
All right.
honest opinion.
Here we go.
Make sure you get some of that Jello in there.
Go, Katrin.
Okay. That is so good. Oh my gosh. And you're right. It's a little bit of a tropical, like a touch of coconut. Wow, that is good.
Yes. I'm really excited. It's really festive.
It is. It's the perfect thing for 4th of July.
Another thing that you can do.
Always something.
Exactly. Okay, well, thank you so much for coming
Thanks
in
for
today.
having me.
Hopefully you guys can make this tonight. Actually, why not take pictures and post it on our Facebook page so we can see you make this. And we'll be right back after this break. Thank you.
This 4th of July, we're creating our own fireworks with great values. Take advantage of great deals on our amazing selection of patio furniture to get you ready for your outdoor celebration. Quality selection, value, and giving back, that's American Furniture Warehouse.
Dance Stings and Peeling Paint? At RIP, you can trust your car is in the right hands. From restorations to insurance claims, we work with our clients from start to finish for a smooth and hassle-free experience. At RIP, we offer a unique out-of-pocket program which allows us to give affordable estimates for our clients without jeopardizing any quality of work. For the best work and affordable prices, say RIP to Dance and Dings.
Cherokee Dental is now open in Grand Junction, and they're celebrating by offering free dental exams and x-rays for new patients. They accept Medicaid, most insurances, and provide discounts for those without insurance. Cherokee Dental, across the street from St. Mary's in Grand Junction and on Main Street in Montrose.
Here's a look at your 7-day forecast. 95 for today, and for the 4th of July, 93 for tomorrow. Mostly sunny conditions, and we will keep with that heat and sunny conditions all the way through Saturday. For Montrose, high of 92 for today. We'll see 90 by the 4th, and warm, hot, warm, whatever you want to call it.
Yes.
That's what we're going to say.
Whatever. It depends on where you're from exactly.
Yes, and speaking of beating the heat, we have these wine Jello things.
There you go. All right. Thank you so much for watching today. Happy 4th of July. We'll see you tomorrow for that celebration. Thanks for watching.